What we are seeing right now is a clear manifestation of violence that is happening in the states coming from Israel, the Zionist regime. In 2021, there are 48,000 people died due to gun violence. Now, United States, they were not like this. Americans, in most of the time in their history, they are very, very peaceful nation until they sent their police officers to be trained in Israel. Some of them learned the brutality and how to tackle, for example, black people, minorities. They are being tackled brutally by the police in the states. Where are they learning this from? There are a lot of theories, and one of the theories that is standing out from all of this is that they are learning it from Israel. When they are sent to different part of the world, especially to Israel, they learn how to use brute force. And this is exactly what we have seen in the TV when we talk about Palestine and how they are being tortured and taken as prisoners in the Zionist states. Obviously, we talk about so many other stuff here, but let's talk about this particular Pew research, what they have found out. So, more Americans died of gun-related injuries in 21 than any other year on record, according to the latest available statistics from Center for Disease Control and Prevention that included record numbers of both gun murders and gun suicides. Despite the increase in such fatalities, the rate of gun deaths, a statistic that accounts for the nation's growing population, remained below the levels of earlier decades. But you have to understand here one thing. US is a first world country. And if you compare this to any other countries in the European countries, for example, or Canada or any other country that are in the tier 1 or the most developed countries in the world, you will see, and you compare them, you will see that US has way more death from gun violence than any of this other nation. Now let's take a look at this here. Here is closer look at gun deaths in this United States based on the Pew Research Center analysis of data from CDC, the FBI, and other sources. You can also read Key Public. So this is the link they have shared, but this is the map, or this is the chart I want you to pay attention to see. People have so easy access to guns, they commit suicide, and 43% of this happening because they're killing each other. In other words, the gun they have in their hands. I mean, they watch everything that are happening on TV, and they learn all of these things. I mean, obviously, people who commit suicide, they do not learn gun violence from Israel, but 43% is still a very, very significant number. Take a look at this number again. 43%, they're killing each other, and this is why they're dying. Now, take a look at this one here. Though they tend to get less public attention than gun-related murders, suicide have long accounted for the majority of US gun deaths. In 21, 54% gun-related were this, and 43% means 20,000, almost 21,000 people, they killed each other. All right. So can you imagine 21,000 people, they're killing each other in a country that claims to be a developed country? Unbelievable. These numbers. And how they learn all of these things? Well, when we talk about people killing each other, we also take account of people who are working in the government, for example, in the police, the military. And obviously, when we talk about military, we talk about veterans who are depressed, who have post-traumatic disorder, and they come to the states and they do not know what to do, so they commit gun violence. And we also talk about police force, the SWAT team, they use brute force. So again, and a lot of the time we see those forces being used against blacks and minorities, but against the white population there as well. So these are a clear and very important and valuable import for the US police force from Israel. That's why they're doing this, and that's why they don't really care about human rights and all those things when it comes to arresting someone or take someone down or to control somebody. They will just go ahead and use brute forces. I mean, as I speak to you, there is a report, I'm sure, in the state, somewhere in the police station in the states where people are accusing the police of using excessive force. So we have seen this all the time. This is nothing new. About 8 in 10 U.S. murders in 2021, 1,000 out of 26,000, or 81%, involved in a firearm. That marked the highest percentage since at least 1968. The earliest year for which the CDC has online records. More than half of all suicides in 26,000 out of 48,000, or 55%, also involved a gun, the highest percentage since 2001. As we see more and more violence in Israel, we see more and more violence in America. Even though they do not have a chart to show exactly that, but we all know that U.S. they do take advice, military advice, and how to tackle potential criminals from Israel. I mean, in Israel, these are all Palestinians, but that's what they do, and this is what they teach to the U.S. forces. Well, this is something I wanted to share with you also, that some people, they are saying that, look, what happened in U.S. with Donald Trump is because of Ukraine. He's opposing Ukraine. Well, no, I don't believe that story, because why would Ukrainian will do this? As somebody said, that Ukraine, if he's elected, President Trump will not be giving any aid to Ukraine. I don't think that's a viable theory. It could be that because he has a lot of enemies. I mean, China, they hate him so much because of the tariff, the extra tariffs that he imposed on trade with China. He has a lot of enemies. I mean, Russians, they don't really like him. And you have a lot of other countries, a lot of other foreign entities who could want to harm him. But to me, looks like it is coming from a U.S. citizen, an American who went berserk, who just lost it. And because of the rhetoric coming from Trump, his records, sleeping with a prostitute and all that, I think people are getting frustrated, and some people take it to the extreme level where they do not want to see someone who paid a porn star be their president. I don't know why that guy did that. Whatever he did is horrible, and we do condemn violence. That includes violence against the Palestinians. That includes violence against anybody. Political violence is on the rise in the States. A lot of people are saying, oh, there might be a civil war. I hope that doesn't happen. But if you have guns in people's hand, anything, you can expect anything to take place. But hopefully he will get through this. But some people are also warning that he will be milking from this violence, from this incident, for the rest of his life. And obviously he's gonna just eviscerate the Democratic Party, President Biden, for not giving him enough protection. Obviously that's something he will be crying wolf for. Thank you so much for joining. See you in the next video.